Hey folks, I'm Ragnar.
And I'm Shane.
So we all love playing video games, and of course, we all love playing the best games out there.
Well, duh.
But if someone comes along and tells us to play a bad video game, we're mostly like,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
But in this video, Shane and I are gonna give you a fistful of reasons to play bad and ugly video games.
We have a somewhat narrow-minded review system for video games. We mostly try to fit them in a very restrictive absolute score to judge on the quality of a game. But of course, the value of the game is a very, very subjective thing, and trying to realistically measure quality in a game can never be 100% accurate, because game design itself is a craft that lies somewhere in between art and science. We usually measure video games on a scale from 1 to 100, but often consider scores below 75 or even 80 to not be worthy of our time, which leaves a lot of titles that could turn out to be perfect for your personal taste out of your focus. And even I'm guilty of that. But you'd be surprised at how many hidden gems you can find out there that have received a mediocre or devastating score on Metacritic. In fact, here's an example. So many people told me for years that E.T. for the Atari 2600 was the worst game of all time. But then I played it, just to see what all the fuss was about. I found out that it actually wasn't that bad of a game. I kinda liked it, and I found it pretty fun. I could see myself playing that game again, actually. This game proved to me that even the worst games of all time could possibly have some kind of redeeming factor that would pull me back. And I challenge you to go out and play a bad game and see if you can find something really enjoyable about it.
Have you ever had a glass of water after you've been insanely thirsty for a long period of time? Maybe on a hike where you forgot your canteen? All of a sudden, a mundane gulp of water starts tasting like unicorn's tears and liquid sunshine in your mouth. And it can be very similar with games. Playing the best ones out there is a lot of fun. It can be an intense, satisfying and memorable experience. But we eventually get used to that high level of polish at some point and unlearn to value the greatness of outstanding game design until we take it for granted. But play a few really shitty games where the shortcomings stick out like a sore thumb, at least for a while, and suddenly playing a well-designed game again will feel like having a mouthful of water after a week in the desert. It's basically the principle of asceticism.
When you play a video game that is really well designed and where all the elements are tightly sewn together, it's often hard to figure out why it just comes together and clicks. But you know that by playing it, everything just works, and it's making the game a lot more fun, even if you can't figure it out. But play a badly designed game of the same genre with the same set of mechanics, and suddenly it becomes way easier to pick out all of the flaws and shortcomings. The understanding you gain from these observations can give you a better idea of what the bigger picture is, and can even help you to understand why the better game works so well in comparison. It's human nature. We often only see what we had once we don't have it anymore.
Man, that got deep.
Right? It's like having a fond memory of an old soft drink or candy you used to love when you were a kid. If they pulled it from the market, you'll always directly compare it to that new product that came out today, and usually it never stacks up. Playing bad video games is pretty much the same thing. Your exposure to better experiences can help you dig deeper into the rabbit hole of mechanics that are otherwise very hard to deconstruct.
If you are or aspire to be working in the game industry, be it as a developer, an artist, or especially as a game designer, there is no excuse in the world for only playing good video games, only playing the genres you like, or only playing on the systems you like. You don't like mobile games? Too bad, because you have to understand which way they may be influencing the games you like to work on. You hate racing games? Well, you will be a better designer for understanding what makes a successful racing game better than a bad one. Designer play is often not fun. It's hard work that can be quite tedious. But only because you hate Candy Crush Saga with a passion, it would be stupid to assume there is nothing to learn from a game that makes more than $1 million a day. This is not about finishing games. It's about understanding the gist, about learning from other people's failures or success.
You probably know the Mystery Science Theater effect. Get together with a few friends and watch a terrible movie and you'll have a great time. Movies like Flash Gordon, for example. Well, it's pretty much the same thing when you do it with a really bad video game. I'd even say that it can be more fun, because the interactive nature of a video game adds an extra layer of fun to your party. In fact, when I'm having trouble reviewing a bad game, I usually invite a friend over to explore it together, which makes the experience a lot more bearable and honestly, a lot more fun. So the next time you get together with your buddies, play Sonic 06 instead of Mario Galaxy, or pick Ride to Hell Retribution instead of Mario Kart. I promise you that your evening will be, at least, a little bit of an interesting experience.
So here's what I encourage you to do. Pick a game that everybody tells you is terrible and try to find something good about it. Also, check out Shane on his channel Rerez and make sure to watch his Positive series, where he does exactly that. Find the positive aspects in the worst video games of all time. So, as always, thanks for watching, keep on playing, and I'll see you next time on RagnarRoxx.